All right, today we're diving into a plant that is truly a showstopper. We're talking about an orchid that's famous for two big reasons. One, its absolutely stunning tiger-striped looks, and two, a fragrance so powerful and complex it can literally fill an entire room.
Just think about that for a second. We're not talking about just a simple, sweet floral scent here. This is spicy, it's layered, it's almost electric. This is a perfume that has absolutely fascinated orchid growers for centuries, and it's a fragrance that nature designed with one thing in mind: to be completely irresistible to pollinators.
You know, this is a plant with a story, and it's a story that stretches all the way from the high-altitude mountains of South America right into our living rooms. So let's peel back the layers and meet this floral marvel.
Okay, so first things first, let's get a proper ID on this orchid, because to really understand it, you need to know its official name and, even more importantly, where it comes from.
So say hello to Zygopetalum. Its home turf is the humid, cool mountains in places like Brazil, Peru, and Bolivia. Now, this is not your typical hothouse orchid, and that little fact right there, its native environment, is the absolute key to understanding everything about how to care for it.
So you hear a cool name like purple tiger, and you might wonder, where does that actually come from? Well, it's not just some catchy marketing name. That iconic striped pattern is a direct inheritance from its wild ancestors, especially a species called Zygopetalum maculatum. And maculatum literally means spotted, so it's been rocking those spots for a long, long time.
All right, let's get under the hood a little bit. We're going to take a closer look at the unique structures that make a zygo, as they're often called, what it is.
Even its name tells you a story. Zygopetalum. It's a bit of a mouthful, right? But it comes from the Greek words for yoke and petal. And that's because there's this little callus at the base of the flower's lip that looks like it's holding or yoking the petals together. It's the dead giveaway that you're looking at a Zygopetalum.
Think of these features as the plant's personal survival kit. Those pseudobulbs at the base, they're basically little water and energy tanks. The long, pleated leaves are designed to maximize every bit of light they can get. And those fine, fleshy roots, they're incredibly efficient, but they're also a little sensitive. And that detail is super important, so keep it in mind.
You know, what's so cool is that Zygopetalums literally talk to you through their leaves. If you see this accordion pleating on any new leaves, that is a direct signal. The plant is telling you it's not getting enough water to properly plump up its new cells. It's basically a cry for a drink.
Okay, so we know the plant, we know its parts, and we know where it's from. Now for the really fun part. Let's crack the code to making it happy and getting it to thrive in our homes.
So when you want those spectacular, fragrant flowers, right? Of course you do. Well, getting them really just boils down to mastering three key things. If you get these right, you'll be rewarded year after year.
First up, light. And here's the best part. The plant tells you exactly what it needs. A nice, healthy, grassy green color means you've hit the sweet spot. If the leaves are super dark green, it's starving for light, and it's probably not going to bloom. And if they're turning yellow, it's getting a sunburn. It's that simple. It's like a built-in diagnostic tool.
Next up, temperature and water. Now, they do like warm days, but here's the real secret to getting them to bloom. A big drop in temperature at night. Why? Well, it mimics the changing seasons back in their mountain home. It's an evolutionary trigger. It's the alarm bell that tells the plant conditions are perfect, and it's time to make a flower spike.
And finally, feeding. Zygos can be pretty heavy feeders, but remember those sensitive roots we talked about? They just can't handle a big, strong dose of fertilizer. So the mantra you need to remember is weekly, weekly. A weak, diluted solution, but given frequently. This gives them the steady nutrition they want without any risk of burning those delicate roots.
But hey, let's be real. Even with the absolute best care, sometimes things can go wrong. So let's decode the #1 concern for almost every Zygopetalum grower: those mysterious black spots.
It's that moment every plant owner dreads, right? You see spots on your plant's beautiful leaves and your heart just sinks. You immediately think the worst. But are they always a bad sign? The answer is, actually, no, not always. You just need to know what to look for.
This is absolutely crucial. You have to learn to tell the difference. A lot of zygos just naturally get these harmless little dry pinpoint spots. Think of them like freckles. But, and this is a big but, if the spots are soft, if they're mushy, if they're spreading, or if they smell bad, you're dealing with rot, and that needs immediate action.
Okay, so if you do find rot, don't panic. Here's your emergency action plan. Step 1, get that plant away from your others.
Step 2, take a clean blade and cut out every last bit of the bad tissue. Step 3, treat the wound with a fungicide. Or, fun fact, you can use regular ground cinnamon from your kitchen. It's a great natural antifungal. And most importantly, step 4, get more air moving around that plant. Rot loves stagnant, damp air.
So, the story of the Zygopetalum doesn't just end in the mountains of South America. It's constantly evolving, and that's all thanks to the incredible work of plant breeders.
What these hybridizers are doing is basically playing genetic matchmaker. They're taking all the best things about Zygopetalum, that killer fragrance, the wild colors, and they're combining them with other orchids to create new varieties that are tougher, smaller, and even better suited for our homes.
And this breeding is incredibly smart and targeted. For instance, if you cross a Zygopetalum with an Agonesia, you get a Zygonesia, which can handle warmer temperatures much better. If you cross it with a Pabstia, you get a much more compact plant, which is perfect if you don't have a lot of space. It is brilliant, targeted problem solving.
So when you look at one of these orchids, you're really seeing an incredible journey, all the way from a wild plant clinging to a tree in Brazil to a scientifically designed hybrid sitting on a windowsill. It's a perfect blend of natural artistry and human ingenuity. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What's next for the scented tiger?